Hello, everybody. Hang on, I'll be right there. Oh. Holy Bible. Let me get set up. I'll come over here. Oh, gonna get you dizzy now. It is amazing. We are online already. We are live online. This is Pastor Steve from Christ Presbyterian Church in Tucson, Arizona, reporting for duty on Faith-Filled Friday. The first Friday of the month is a little bit chaotic for me because at 11 a.m. Tucson time, we do now what I call the First Friday Bible Study. And it used to be called the Women's Bible Study, but we're expanding it now that we are doing hybrid ministry, both online and in person. And so on the first Friday at 11 a.m., we do via Zoom so that we can really talk and interact, a Bible study. This year, it's based on the ancestors of Jesus, particularly the women who were ancestors. And today we looked at the story of Tamar in Genesis 38. What a story. Ooh, it's an adult story, so be careful. But anyway, we ran a little long because, sometimes when I get into Bible study, I get a little wordy and excited about the story. And it's time now for Faith-Filled Friday. So I asked a few of them to stay behind and talk to us about their faith. So let me introduce to you Lou and Julia Potter and Gwen Hurst, who came in person for the Bible study today. And I asked them if they would just kind of stay and talk with us today about their faith and why is their faith important to them at this age. They were all young once. You were younger yesterday than you are today. But you've grown in maturity, and Gwen is the senior member in the room.
Almost in the church.
Almost in the church. You want to tell them how old you are?
Oh, yeah. I'm 96.
96 years old. Woohoo! I think that's awesome. That's awesome. And Gwen is still worshiping with us and coming to Bible study. And why do you still come to Bible study at 96? Don't you know it all already?
Repetition is so good because the Bible is impossible to remember all those, especially the Old Testament.
Yeah. Stories get confusing, don't they?
Yeah.
And learning from them gets confusing, doesn't it?
And I was sitting there thinking, was Joseph the one who sold his son into slavery, or was he the son?
So Joseph was the son who got sold into slavery. So he's the guy that wore the Technicolor dream coat, and all his brothers got jealous of that jacket that his dad gave him. Yeah. So repetition helps you in your learning the faith, even as you grow older, right? Anybody else? Why Bible study? Why you're still involved in your faith? Why are you still trying to learn about your faith?
Well, mine started way back in Africa. I went to a all-girls school when I was 8 years old. And I came home and I said, my brother has to be baptized.
Now, why were you in Africa?
My father was a mining engineer, and because this was during the war, he tried to enlist in the army 3 different times. And because he was mining copper, they said he's more important in mining than he is serving. Okay. So that's what I was doing in Africa.
Okay.
And I wanted to go to boarding school, so I ended up in in the Church of England Bible school.
That was in Africa?
In Africa.
Okay.
Yes. And so then, when we moved after the war, my dad wanted a job here in the United States. And so we've ended up living in many different places, but we've always been involved in church.
And were you involved in church in Africa? Was there a church to go to there?
I have to tell you how we had our music. he had an accordion. The gentleman that led the music had an accordion. If you know what the accordion
That's
is.
awesome.
Yeah, it was. And we sang a song where we were waving handkerchiefs and wishing the people on their way.
How
and
lovely.
I've got all that history at home.
So if you've grown up in the church,
Yes,
then like
yes.
Gwen, you've learned a lot and been in
Yes,
Bible studies. Why
yes.
are you still in Bible study? Why are you still active in your faith?
I believe in it very, very much. Very, very much.
And what does continued study do for you?
Number one, I didn't know we had a genealogy in the Bible.
Ah,
So
see?
we started to study it this year.
Okay.
Yes.
So you pick up on different things at different times in your life.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's interesting for a lot of us. Let me come back over here to me. I know that even as a preacher, one of the things I learn reading the Bible and doing Bible study for myself or with others is that there's always something new in there, something like, oh, I didn't remember that being in there. And sometimes a story or a piece just kind of stands out because I'm at an age where I'm kind of focusing on that, or perhaps I need that lesson that I didn't need when I was 25 or 13 or 50 or 58 or as I'm staring 60 in the face. It's kind of fun to keep reading the stories and studying the stories because something new comes of mind. Gwen, at 96, how does your faith help you through the day?
Oh, goodness.
Still learning.
It's kind of hard for me to talk
Yeah.
when I think about losing my sons.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, 2 of Gwen's sons have passed away and her husband.
And the church has always been there.
Yeah.
I get
That's okay.
emotional.
I understand. And that's
Sorry.
you come off of you and I'll come back to me. That's the beauty of Gwen being here, not only for her sake, that the church has carried her through the death of 2 sons and her husband. She has taught us to endure. You have helped us to know that despite all the awfulness that can come our way, God is still a part of our lives, and we can still give our life to God, even though it seems like God didn't really come to help you. You still know that you can love God because God still loves you. And I have appreciated learning that from Gwen, that you just keep loving God. That's what we do. We just keep loving God, and the church has shown you over the years that love. Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry it's so painful, but I appreciate your honesty. Yeah.
Well, it's just, it's hard for me to talk about it, but, I've accepted what has happened.
Mm-hmm.
I know that my faith tells me that my family will be
Reunited.
say?
Reunited.
reunited.
Absolutely. When
And
we're all
that's-
together.
That's wonderful to think of.
You bet. You bet. We'll leave it at that. What an amazing tribute to faith at any age. So wherever you are in the age scale, folks, I invite you to stick with your faith. Keep learning. Read the Bible. Be a part of Bible study. Talk about it. It is my faith that carries me through the challenges in my life. It teaches me to celebrate the joys, and it teaches me that in the sorrows there is still hope. And those are the things that I continue to learn at 59 and 10 months. And those are the things that these folks teach us and Gwen teaches us at 96 and a half years old. So from the room together, here we are, continuing to study and learn the Word of God, and we invite you to do the same. Thanks for joining us for another version of Faith-Filled Friday. Join us every Friday at noon, Tucson time. Some of you are changing your clocks this Sunday. Tucson does not, because we're lazy. and we like it that way. So you all can rearrange your life around us. We kind of like that. But we wish you a happy Faith-Filled Friday from the Bible study group. Hope that you'll be a part of your faith journey all your life.